Hey guys, it's Stephanie. Today I am going to be talking about one of my favorite rare houseplants that I have. And the plant that I'm going to talk about today is pretty rare from what I have seen. I haven't been able to find a whole lot about it on Google. There's just not a ton of information on it, and I haven't really seen anybody else with it, so I wanted to show you guys. And if you see one, I highly recommend picking it up. It's just a little bit different than most other plants, and I don't know, it's really pretty and I really like it. So let's get into it. This is my Charita plant, and I actually showed this plant in one of my houseplant tours, I think. I will link that video. I showed this plant and I didn't remember the name of it, and someone asked me recently, so I thought I would just, you know, update you guys and tell you because I know what it is now. So again, this is a Charita plant. Charita, I think that's how you say it anyway. It is, I believe, native to Brazil. It's like a tropical plant, which I seem to do really well with. The leaves are, come on. So the leaves are relatively thick and like almost waxy looking, but they have this little bit of hair on the surface that just has some texture to the leaves, which I think makes them really interesting. And it kind of grows in, stands up a little bit. Why is this not in focus? Okay, try again. So it stands up as it grows. It's a nice bright green, and it gets these really cool flowers. These are dead, but I just wanted you to see like how tall the flowers actually get on this thing. I've got another bloom coming. Bloop, right there. Why is the autofocus thing on this sucking so bad? Focus not on my face. I'll just have to do a close-up later. Oh, anyway, I've got some more flowers kind of creeping up here, another one down here, which may or may not make it. This camera is annoying me today. But with this being a tropical house plant, it does like higher humidity, so I do miss this plant occasionally. It likes good, bright, indirect light. You don't, I believe, want to put this in a location where it's getting direct sunlight. That like nice, bright, all-day light or morning or afternoon light is going to be the best. You know, just good light, but not too much light and not too little light. I water this in a very similar way to my prayer plant, so I wait until it dries out a decent amount before I water it. This one I let dry out a little bit more than my prayer plant. From what I have read, I believe that these, you don't want to, how do I say this? You don't want to let the root ball get and stay too moist, because I think these grow in more shallow, drier, rockier conditions in their natural habitat. So even though they like higher humidity and more moisture on the leaves, I don't think that they really appreciate having like moist, wet soil all the time. I've seen videos of people growing these on basically like plates or really shallow planters because they apparently do really well. They don't need a lot of soil, I guess. So maybe I will transplant this into a more shallow pot at some point, but it seems to be happy where it is right now. So I think I'm just probably gonna leave it alone. You know what they say, if it ain't broke, and it ain't broke. So you gonna stay where you are, little boy. I will put a picture of what my flowers looked like when they bloom, since I only have dead blooms to show you right now. But it had really pretty yellow flowers, and I think some varieties of this plant have more purple flowers. I don't know if there are any other colors, but I don't know. If you have a different colored flowering Charita plant, let me know. The actual name of this is like a gesneriad or gesneriad. I think it is in the same family as an African violet. So if you're familiar with African violets, or if you have any maybe similar care. I have found this plant pretty easy to grow, and like I said, I haven't really seen it. And I was actually lucky enough to get this plant on sale, if you can believe it. I think I only spent like $10 or $15 on this guy because it had like 2 or 3 leaves when I bought it. It's on its, you know, last limb, and sometimes I can revive those guys, and sometimes I just send them on to the final resting place, you know? Either way, I'm just the caretaker. So I do have 2 more plants that I wanted to show you guys, kind of a little plant haul that I did from the same nursery where I got this plant, and I found these 2 little guys on sale. You know, I like to buy plants on sale. So here they are. This is my lemon lime philodendron, which I'm very excited. I got this guy for $5 on sale. So I've got a little bit of lemon lime on some of the leaves, and then there's kind of like all different colors. It's a little baby, just getting started. So I really wanted one of these. I just think they're really unusual, and I like the different shades of green that these grow into. All of the pothos and philodendron in my house have been growing reasonably well, so I'm excited to add a different one to my collection. None of my trailing plants are actually like trailing for some reason. I have this really bad luck with all of my trailing plants curling up, and they like are just growing up instead of growing down. It's making me so angry. It's like literally happening to all of them. This one I just bought, so this one's not my fault, but the other ones, I don't know what the heck I did to make my trailing plants grow up, but you know, someday. This is my new old replacement Moon Valley pilea. If you remember from my other videos, I was very excited to get this. I believe this one came in my plant haul unboxing that I did, and this was like the only plant that was actually like worthwhile in the unboxing. It unfortunately passed away. Not really sure why. I don't know what happened to that plant. It just randomly started dying. But this was a plant that I saw when I was in Indonesia. I saw it a lot and I thought it was so cool. I took a ton of pictures of it because the leaves have such a really interesting texture. Maybe you'll see it someday. There we go. So they have a really interesting texture. It's almost like wrinkly fingers when you're in the bath too long. But this one's just a little baby. It's already grown a little bit since I picked it up. Actually, I think I got this one for like $3 or $4 in one of those little mini pots. I like to get the little baby, teeny tiny baby plants just because I can buy more plants that way. And it's fun to like watch the little babies grow, even though sometimes I think it's harder to grow smaller plants. Like older established plants can be a little bit more, you know, they can handle like the overwatering and the underwatering way more than the babies. So that is a good tip for you if you are new to houseplants. I would maybe recommend getting ones that are a little bit bigger, a little bit older, and a little bit more established. Something like this is going to be a little bit harder to take care of than like, I don't know, like something like this, which has had a little bit more time to grow. So I hope you guys enjoyed checking out my rare plants and the new plants that I just added to my plant family. You can find me over on Instagram at Simple Care Stuff. I post a lot of food stuff. I'm a private chef and a chef for a long time, so it's kind of more food related, but I do have some plant stuff on there and just other random things. I talk a lot about my insomnia, so please do like this video if you liked it. It helps me know what kind of videos you like and want to see, and remember to subscribe for updates and turn on the notifications so that you get updates when I do post new videos, because it is at random. So anyway, I will see you guys next time. Thank you again so much for watching. I appreciate it very much, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Happy planting. And of course, if you have anything you would like to say to me, feel free to leave it in the comments below. I try to respond as much as I can. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks again, and have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye. So an interesting thing about the Charita plant is that it actually blooms in winter. And if you give it the appropriate light, and if it's happy with the amount of light that it's getting, it will continue to bloom through winter.